Welcome to a casted game between Beastyqt playing as the yellow Abyss Dynasty, opening up with the Scout, and he's playing against GiveUAnxiety, GUA, the GOAT 115 AoE4 fans. You know him, you love him. I've actually played show matches on EGC TV versus GUA for AoE4 back when the channel first got started. But anyways, he's playing the Rus here, which we know is his favorite civilization, and he typically plays this civilization very aggressive, right? We all know he goes feudal, he adds a stable, he adds an archer range, he has barracks, and he just keeps adding more and more buildings and brings like an onslaught of feudal pressure. So we'll have to see if Beastyqt is going to be ready for this. He probably anticipates this because it's really his play style. But Beasty being arguably the rank number one, well, he is in the rank number one on the ladder, but possibly the best in the world at the moment, is an opponent that GUA would be happy to try to take a win, but I'm sure he knows he's up against the GOAT of all time. So we've got the House of Wisdom going down. See how he opens. He went for the berries, seven berries, and then the rest are going to gold. So he's doing mining camp, wisdom. Now he did open with 2 scouts. Now you know I play a lot of Abyssid, and Don already hit me to only opening with 1 scout because you can get a little bit of a faster age up time, and I've been really enjoying it. But I don't know, I've been trying to weigh your decisions, but when you're up against the Rus, opening 1 scout could be a bit risky, right? Because you got to get these bounty, the wolves, the deer, which GUA is already picking up. Looks like he has BC's home deer already taken out there. And he's got a few wolves there, 3 wolves aggroed. Let's check out these wolves. Looks like BC's going to get to that one. Holy cow, 1, 2, 3, 4 wolves there. Let's watch from GUA's perspective. He has 135 bounty right now, but that's about to quickly climb. Now look at these relics. They're very close together across the middle. Like 1, 2, 3, bam, 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 right here in the mid. And then there is the boar. You hear him there's Pumbaa. He makes a little noise when you click on him. But bringing the wolves home, looks like he has these 2. And I'm assuming GUA has a total of 3 scouts right now. I've been spoiled by that wonderful overlay we have when I'm casting on EGC TV. But we can't do that for the ranked ladder. It's only for custom games. And anyways, if you're tuning in and watching this on YouTube, I'll be casting on the EGC TV this Saturday. It's a finals weekend for the Road to Red Bull Wolo, and I'll be casting with Grubby. So very excited to do that. I actually was casting with Beastyqt all yesterday and all last weekend, of course, on the Road to Red Bull Wolo. But let's see what we've got here. So GUA is aging up with the Golden Gate. Pretty standard. You know, they buffed the Kremlin, but you don't really see anyone going for it. It's still always Golden Gate, Golden Gate, Golden Gate. I really want to see someone like build a forward Kremlin. I'm sure someone has tried it. But looking at that bounty, woo-wee, he's got 355 already. Also getting in that wheelbarrow as we speak. And of course, they'll give him an additional food harvest rate and generate gold faster at those hunting cabins. There we go. He's got wheelbarrow. Now let's watch Beastyqt. You know I'm an Abyssid enjoyer, so I'm going to be breaking down his build order here. He does not have the wheelbarrow yet, which he should have it in just a second. It looks like his macro actually was off by just a hair here. Assuming he is trying to get that wheelbarrow, typically you want to have it in queue the second you drop that mill. So there you go. You see him getting in queue right now. And as GUA is reaching the feudal age, let's see how he opens here. There's the boar in the middle he could possibly go for. Let's see. We've got no military buildings yet. I'm not seeing any villagers going for the mid yet. Sometimes you see him, of course, put the wooden fortress right there on top of Pumbaa. But we'll have to see what GUA goes for. Let's see his resources. Okay, there he goes. Now he has 10 villagers. Typically you see 8 villagers. Why 8 villagers? Well, a wooden fortress, which is the tower for the Rus, it can hold a total of 8 villagers. So when you build it like that, you're able to garrison if any harm comes your way. But he might be trying to maximize some food, perhaps slap down some other buildings. And there we go. BC tried to counter snipe this spore. Thank you so much for Victor coming in with that sub there, 4 months. As GUA gets that boar. And unfortunately, BC was not able to stop that him from beginning. Look, it's almost like right on top of that gold vein. So if he does get a wooden fortress here, he's going to have this gold vein under his control a little bit too, which will be kind of nice. Thanks once again for that sub 4 months. And idle villager, he must be waiting to drop something down. Yes, he is. What is that? That is going to be a town center. Whoa, bold move. Bold move. So typically you see wooden fortress, but GiveUA, he's got the boar and an 8K gold vein. And of course, he bought all that stone here at his golden gate. He didn't have to mine any of it. Pretty typical for the Rus. So very aggressive. Forget the wooden fortress, second town center. There you go. Now, Absid, you assume we're sitting back booming, probably not putting out heavy pressure right away, so he can kind of get away with this. Now, BC is opening up with the staple, probably trying to put some pressure down. There is a small window of opportunity, but it's kind of hard with Absid really to get a whole lot of value with your staple early on, because it's like, even if they got a wooden fortress here, you're not going to dive underneath that. And then back at home, they typically build a wooden fortress right on their wood line, and it's really hard to raid anything. Now, you can help stop these scouts from harassing you, that's for sure. But here we go. We see BC getting a little fight with those the scouts, but he needs to get down that second town. So he just got his 300 stone. He's about to have the wood he needs, and he'll be dropping a second TC. Let's see. Berry line, there's one up there. There's what deer and berries down here. But quite a journey to get there. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. So it looks like he's going to go for the northwest, but yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. He has to walk very far. I think he's going to place it like here-ish. Yeah, it looks like he's going to do. So pulling some villagers from stone, some from wood. And you see him continue to mine stone. So why is he still mining stone? Well, that's pretty much indicates he's going to be going for a third town center. Now, I know you guys know how to do math, but when you're scouting your opponent, you can figure these things out by just clicking on the stone outcropping, because, right, it starts with 1,200. So when it hits 900 stone, he obviously has enough for that first TC. And then when another 300 goes away, that means he's gone for a third TC. So he can just run by here and see, like, he'll know that BC is going for the third TC without necessarily having to scout it. But it's pretty standard for Absid, but sometimes they go for 2. But anyways, looks like BC has a second TC here on the deer and the berry. I like this placement. Has a lot of resources under his control. A little wall segment here could also... Well, it's not a little wall segment, but a wall segment could help him really secure that side there, which also has gold here in late game. But Beastie, opening with the town center is so strong. And we've got an archery range and a stable going down. So that patented H2 feudal pressure from GiveUA is certainly about to be heading Beastie's way. And here, like I mentioned, look at that wooden fortress on the wood line. You're not running in there. He's got all these sheep underneath the town center. Did he go professional scouts? These are all just sheep. I'm trying to see if he got pro scouts at any point. I guess I could click on this. Yeah, he did not get it. Okay. It used to be, you know, the meta every game. Okay, and so you can see that he just got what 3 over that 600. So he definitely has enough stone for that third TC. Where is he putting it? I would imagine he might go for this second berry, perhaps, or maybe he can drop it close. Now, one thing, I'm very hesitant ever to critique BC because he's way better at this game than me. But he's missed out on the Golden Age 1, which is 15% boost, which is something you typically, like, you don't need a rush for it, but you kind of want to have it by this point in the game. And by having a house, I mean, he built a house out here and a town center. This is delaying his Golden Age, and he could perhaps have that by now if he had kind of focused on connecting those buildings. So you always want to try to do that, Absid players. And we have the horseman running to the northeast away from those early knights. He's probably scouted at this point like, oh crap, there is a big base in the middle of the map. And we do see one of each. We've got an archer range, we've got a barracks, and we have 2 stables. And of course, the Rus have access to the early knights. So there we go. There's that third TC there on the berries. He's building that mill so he gets that extra berries. So you can see on this one, they have... when you have the mill on top of them, they've got 350 food. Knight coming in for a raid. GiveUA very quick to pull in, though. He did not miss it. So good play by him. And what do we have here? An aggressive wooden fortress trying to deny this gold and stone. And not only that, set himself up for, we know GiveUA loves it, the Rams, right? Because we have a wooden fortress here. There's only 2 landmarks to take out for the Absid dynasty, so he can do all this raiding he wants. Or rather, GiveUA's doing the raiding. He's kind of distracting him over here, but meanwhile, he's got this push on the front line. He's got these archers, and Beasty, he has one stable just now putting down a barracks. He sure has the villagers. I mean, right now he's just about 10 villagers behind. I guess not quite, but that eco is he's going to need to turn out troops as fast as he possibly can, and it's going to be really hard going against these knights. A wooden fortress. These villagers are moving up. Looks like he's trying to perhaps do some more towering. So GiveUA just playing this super aggressive, which is completely his play style. And there we go. We've got knights running away. Now the horsemen have greater speed, while the knights of course are stronger units, but they're just going to run away, get back to their defenses by that town center. This is just like the perfect forward base of operations. He's got gold forever. He's got that boar. He's even got some trees and a relic under there should he go to the third age. And we see him dropping a tower here in the wood fortress. I actually heard Beasty say on his channel he has nightmares of this going on. GiveUA tower rushing. He says it's Castman GiveUA tower rush, and he wakes up in a cold sweat. So and you see why. He's just always bringing the pressure, and I would imagine Rams will be coming once he gets this all set. Look at this. He just keeps setting up more and more towers. And this is going to be an issue for the Absent because, yes, they can build rams for free, but not for free, but without siege engineering, but it's really expensive. He's going to have to spend a lot of wood, and it's going to be really hard to take an engagement under here. Not only that, you're going up against knights, which are armored units, essentially, in the second age, and some villagers. Looks like he's got enough. We're going to be safe inside the town center for now. The villagers pulling back, but I don't... What do you guys think? How many more wooden fortresses he's going to drop? He's just going to keep going for it. Up here, we've got him going for the other boar, and look at this bounty right now. I think that should put him up. Look at 545. He has now reached tier 3. His economy is barreling ahead. 55 villagers versus Beastyqt's 54. He's just about caught up with those 3 town centers. I think it was such a bold move. Opening up with the second town center here in the middle has really paid off really well for him. And it really looks like GiveUA has his eyes set on this town center. Those secondary TCs are easy to take out. Sometimes it's tempting to go straight for the landmarks, but House of Wisdom has 7k HP. It's going to be hard to go for that. And what do we see in queue here? Siege engineering. So get ready, folks. The Ram Dance is going to be happening soon. And like I told you at the beginning, he slaps down more and more military buildings. 2 more stables going down. His economy is just on fire. He's so much resources, and those knights are going to be so hard to deal with. Beasty probably ideally wants to get an age off, but there's no way he's going to be able to. You see him putting down military buildings of his own. He knows the impending doom is coming. He's going to have to face this. The hardest thing, though, is taking engagement here between 2 wooden fortresses. This is not a great spot. He tried to poke that, but GiveUA, I've seen him do this a lot. He did this really early on. He walls in his villagers a lot when he goes out for like boars and stuff like this, which then he just deletes it when he's done. So that's one way to do it. Okay, so we've got the knights backing up under town center fire, but overall he did a little bit of damage there, but it's still alive. That's like a 3DB town center, right? Stayed alive, stayed alive. Okay, BC trying to burn a wooden fortress, but not going to get it. Going to have to fall back as those knights turn back over and reposition. And I like his use. He has a 3 building, all 3 military buildings in the second age, which for most players, it could be hard to control, right? You've got your spearmen, your knights, your archers, your rams. There's a lot of units to control early on, but here at the top of the ladder, these players, they have the APM. They've got the skill to do it. Beasty doing a raid of his own with those horsemen on the back line, doing some damage, but taking a lot of fire from that town center. And now it is time. The Rams are getting ready. Let's look at them. They have feasted their eyes on their first target. Moving on in across the plains. The villagers, they're ready. They've got their torches. Well, right now they're getting berries, but they're going to want to get those torches out very, very soon. As the ram comes in, it takes its first hit onto the town center. Villagers sneaking off into the forest to escape for another day. That town center is a goner, folks. Okay, so 2 rams, but I'm sure there's be more and more to come. Now, Beasty has pushed out mid. He has surrounded these knights, which is a nice little pickup, right? It takes him a while to take them out, but he gets the surrounds off, and this is kind of nice for him. And then over here, we got some spear and horsemen. Beasty defending quite well. Oh, no. Yeah, GiveUA, he's like, where those villagers go, and it looks like he has found them, and he's currently slaughtering them. There's counter raids going on from Beasty on the other side of the map. We'll take a look at the villager count when the dust settles here. Okay, we've got Ram taking out that first town center. And let's see, 69 villagers for GiveUA, 65 for Beasty. Still close numbers overall. An army of primarily spearmen and horsemen for Beasty, but there's rams moving down south towards the main base as GiveUA just has a ton of map control. Look at this. He's got a lot going on. While Beasty, this is his corner of the map right now. He's preparing. Now, he has a nice army, but again, he's likely going to be fighting under the fire of the wooden fortress, trying to wall up on the edge, but that's a scout. I thought that might be a knight, so he's kind of lucky that's just a scout. BC rushing out. What he's trying to do here is pick off any reinforcements that are moving across the middle map. By the way, just now hitting that tier 2 golden age, so that's going to be additional research speeds, but you don't really need that a whole lot. Like, okay, he actually is getting a few of these, but it's not a huge benefit, you know, unlike like that first golden age is so good now. Okay, so he is over. He's raiding villagers, so this is a nice raid for Beasty. He needs to get some value, but meanwhile, GiveUA is set his sight on the front of Beastyqt's base. He is taking out that house, and he will be next starting to work on that House of Wisdom, I am sure. Now, it looks like he's getting that, maybe thinking he can knock him out of a golden age, but he's got plenty of buildings connected back there. Nah, I think the Rams are just doing their thing. Okay, big raid back there still going on for Beasty, getting us around on some more villagers. We'll take a look at that villager count in just a moment, but he runs on by as he's got bigger issues at home. Those are a lot of archers here for GiveUA up against these spearmen, and it looks like Beasty is going to take this engagement. Spearmen in a nice little funnel there between the buildings, but the archers are the biggest issue. He needs to get the horsemen on top of the archers, but there's spearmen there that quickly take them out, and it's going to be really hard. You even got villagers in on this fight. Look at this, 22 villagers. Spearmen trying to do their best to break through the front line. We have knights have come to the slaughter here. Meanwhile, Rams still working on the House of Wisdom, just about now at half HP. The archer count still quite healthy for GiveUA as the spearmen fall back. These are going to be so hard to deal with. And meanwhile, look at that. He's got knights and a lot of them. Knights, archers, spearmen. He's doing some raiding on the back line. Let's look at the villager count. Right now, we've got 69 for Beasty, 57 for GiveUA. So Beasty is up on villagers by quite a bit, but he's about to lose his House of Wisdom. And next, that only leaves his town center. And these knights are going in for a raid now on the western side of the map, but the spearman looking to maybe catch them. He just lost. Oh yeah, you lose your golden age when you lose your House of Wisdom. So now that that big bonus he had is gone. We've got the spearmen moving up and the Rams. And how is he going to stop these? His spearmen actually picking up some good trades on the knights there. But he needs to think about this. We've got these Rams pushing forward, taking out houses now and military buildings. I don't even know if he's going to go for the capital. I say that as he turns around and is going to target right now. But Beasty did have some successful raids. 60 villagers for Beasty, 61 for GiveUA. So they are pretty much even on villager count right now. So if Beasty could stabilize, he might be okay, but GiveUA's got 1,500 gold in the bank. Beasty, about 800 gold in the bank, but that gold not going to do much for him, right? At least GiveUA can spend it on the knights. We have the villagers popping out of the town center, getting their torches out, and down goes the Ram. So pretty good save of his town center, but currently 33 idle villagers, and his second town center is currently under threat. While we have horsemen mid-map, man, a nice raid here. So Beasty continuing to use his horsemen to apply pressure while back at home. He's using that town center fire, keeping his town center alive. Probably trying to target down these archers. Villagers now getting their shanks out. They have their textiles, so they have 75 HP and getting in on this fight. And he might be able to clean up these archers here, but I don't know. I doubt it. That's a lot of archers. He's got 12 archers still. And are there any knights left? No knights, what I see over here. There's some villagers moving out on the map. Beasty did okay there, but like it doesn't look like Beasty has any army left. He has those horsemen that were mid, assuming they didn't die, and he taps out. GiveUAnxiety taking a win over Beastyqt, a rare thing. Not many people get to do that very often, but a big congrats to GiveUA. If you enjoyed this casted game, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about both of these players, and I'll be sure to bring you more action. Don't forget, I'll be casting on EGC TV this Saturday for the Road to Red Bull Wolo with Grubby. We'll see you there.